Hello. I am out of it because I just got back from Quilt Market. It is week 7 of the Bloom Along and we're having our check-in. So I'm just going to pause the recording. I'll be back in a minute with all the attendees and we will address, hopefully there won't be too many questions, but we'll address any questions people have. There might be questions about the orange peels, which I know are not super fun to make. And any other questions you might have. All right, hang in there. It might just be a quick check-in today. I don't know. Maybe everyone is fully deep in the orange peels.
Orange peels.
I will admit they're my least favorite ones to make in this quilt.
I don't mind the big ones.
Yeah, the big ones are okay. It's the little ones that are a little bit fiddly.
Although it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, that's good.
I have 8 left.
So
Yeah.
close. So
I know.
close.
I'm going to try to get these sewn before I have to go to school.
Oh, good.
Today. We'll see.
How much time do you have?
Just under 2 hours. So I should have plenty of time.
You know, I have not been tracking how much time this is taking. Now I wish I had done that to some extent.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Well, I have in the past. Usually I lose track of tracking about halfway through. So it's like,
Yeah, I do. I've tried to before too, where you start and you start writing, you're like, okay, I'm going to keep track this time. And then you just get into the sewing zone and you just.
exactly.
Yeah.
Once creativity takes over, everything else goes out the window.
Exactly. It takes what it takes to get it done.
Yeah,
Well, I
not
had
that too much.
Yeah. I did have somebody, I can't remember who posted about this. It was while I was away and I saw the post. And so I might add to the video for future people who do the Bloom Along regarding the orange peels. I had said that when you do the orange peels, I'll just spotlight myself. When you do the orange peels, I said the outer pieces should go all the way to the edge. So you put the first one on and then the second one should go all the way to the edge of the first one. But if you've been using the templates with the extra outer piece on it, there's extra on the long sides, but not on this end piece. So actually you add the first piece according to, you line it up with the edge of your orange peel the way you should, like this. But when you add this one, it's not long enough to go all the way to the edge of this one because there's extra fabric on here. So it'll go 1/4 of an inch, but not all the way. Like I think I've got an extra 1/4 inch of fabric all the way around. So they don't quite match up. There's a little gap, but then once you trim it down all the way around, they will look like this. So I'm going to do a sort of supplemental video on that to add to the existing video just for anyone who's doing it in future. Yeah, so I'm glad I was able to clarify it. And then once that participant put things together and trimmed them, it was fine. But yeah, I wasn't clear on that in the video. So that was good. It's always good to catch these things. And that way I can adjust accordingly so everyone is clear. And this week we're putting together these beautiful 4-piece blocks. I'll highlight myself again because I talked about it not last week because I didn't do a video last week or a check-in, but the week before I talked about when you're putting all 4 of these together, sometimes you have to make little adjustments. They're not all the same size. And the best way to make your adjustments is within your seam allowance on the back. So if some of them are a little bit too small, like these orange peels might be smaller than your half square triangles, then adjust it as much as you can on the back. So like here's a 1/4 curve. You can see where this one 1/4 curve is smaller than the others. And I've just reduced the amount of fabric that goes into that seam allowance so that it does still line up nicely with everything else. So you just do your best. And also another thing is that these orange peels won't always, you can see here, it doesn't go all the way to the peel. There's a little bit of orange fabric showing, and that's totally fine. It's totally cool if you've got bits showing on your orange peels. That's the small one. Here's the big one. You can see I have leftover orange showing on this one, and I'll have some yellow showing on this one. And that's totally normal. It's to be expected. And when you look at it like this,
Yeah.
it looks fine, right? And once you've quilted it and fluffed it up and, you know, whatever, it'll be fine. So it's okay to have those little bits of fabric still showing on those outer pieces around the orange peels. Also, there are a lot of seams in this one. So especially right here, it gets pretty bulky. So what I did was iron the seam allowance down towards the HST. And then when I got to this side, I flipped it up. So I just flipped part way and I ironed it up towards this half square triangle. And I also, oh no, this one I sewed all the way across this whole lump of fabric. The other option would be to take this orange peel and fold it out of the way as you're ironing. So I did that here. On this one, you can see I ironed all the way across. Stitched all the way across. When I got to the peel, because I thought I don't want to add more stitches on there, I just flipped this seam out of the way, stitched to the end, and then flipped it back. And it just keeps it from, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't tack it down and make it add more bulk to it because you've got thread going through it. So it did end up feeling a little bit cleaner once I got these two pieces together. And then I ironed it this way. Okay. So do what you have to do to make it work. I know it's challenging. Does anyone have any other questions? How are we all doing? Deborah says, good, thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. I've seen a few finished tops already, which is fantastic. But if you've just finished cutting and you've only just started piecing, that's okay too. You know, everyone works at their own pace. We have lives. We have things going on in our lives. So honestly, work at your own pace. Yeah,
I'm pretty far behind, but I wanted to tune in and hear whether there were tips like you just gave.
Yeah.
Because I just finished my QuiltCon entry yesterday. So now
Nice.
Bloom is coming back on the plate along with the pattern testing
Good.
that I am on board for. So I'm like, okay, now I gotta get my head back into Bloom. Let me hear what Livs has to say about how to make things go smoothly. So yay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in the last.
I'm still on quarter curves. I haven't even gotten to orange peels yet, but
that's okay. My brain is still in Texas, so I'm still.
How was market? Was it good?
It was good. It was fun. It was definitely smaller than previous years. Last year I've heard was very small, so this was bigger. It was busier, but it's definitely.
Did it feel worth it?
Yeah, for sure. I made some good connections. I got some really interesting products and things to show, so I'll do a post about that. Some things that are neat, some things that are like, okay, not necessary, but fun. So
I just know you were really killing yourself, so I'm glad it feels worth it.
Yeah, for sure. And it was fun to like sit in the Andover booth, and the last day I was there, shops were coming up to just look, and so I would pull out all my fabric collections and not do selling, but like show them what I was like, oh, you're looking for brights? How about glaze? How about phosphor? Blah, blah, blah. So it was fun. I don't normally stay in the booth, but it was great to sort of connect with some of the shops out there.
I saw your presentation. The glaze looks totally amazing.
Thanks. I'm excited about it. Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I hadn't actually seen it. I've only seen it on a computer, so I hadn't seen it printed. I
Oh.
just printed on papers, but to see it to scale and see the colors, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
Sort of the opposite of grunge, without being
Yeah.
without being too shiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
There's
that was my impression from your coming out from hiding behind your pineapple quilt. And
with my mustache. I surprised Cliff with the mustache. I wanted to see if I could make him laugh, and he didn't break. He was very, but he afterwards he was like, "Oh my God." Oh yeah. So here's something that's really cool. Some like not top secret, but something very exciting that I learned at market just before I did my schoolhouse. They're going to start doing, Andover's going to start doing wide backs.
Very exciting.
Yes. So we're all going to start, or at least we'll see how sales go, but chances are maybe not for this glaze, but there'll be a glaze too, which I've already we're working on colors. And so the chances are there'll be like a glaze wide back.
Very cool.
Yeah. So Edita Sitar is the first designer at Andover. She's got, I think, 4 wide backs coming out in the spring or summer next year. So yeah, I'm just excited because people
She's
always ask.
laundry basket quilts, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Very
that's
cool.
just great. And also, I said to Adam at Andover, I was like, remember this print? The
Oh, that's the
rainbow. I was like, can we do that in a wide back, maybe slightly bigger scale? And he was like, yeah, that sold really well. I was like, yes. So I have to figure out what collection that would go with. Like I have to do a collection with it, but
well, that goes.
Or beguiled.
That's
Yeah.
a part of mine has that fabric that.
yeah, that's right. And I love it. I only have a little bit of it left, so I'm really hoping that they go for it. But I'll have to do a collection to go with that if it's a wide back. So maybe it'll be another round of phosphor, or I don't know.
Very cool.
But that was exciting news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have to admit, I do not enjoy piecing quilt backs. Once I get a
Who
top,
does?
I'm like,
I
I'm
know.
done. Yeah. So
Well, on that, I'm gonna go get something off of bed because it has Liv's fabric in it.
oh, cool. Nice. What else? What else is everyone working on? I did a post today asking to see what people are working on this month, and
Well, I'm starting to FPP. This is how the designer did it, but
oh, wow.
I'm doing it in 4 fabrics instead of, I think she did it in 3, but I'm playing around with what order to put them into the FPP. 2 of my fabrics are kind of similar.
Yeah.
So I've been playing around with what order I want to put the stripes
Oh, cool.
into because they're not going to be big pieces. So you're not actually going to read the whole pattern. You're just going to get a little hit of the colors.
Yeah.
So I'm playing around with what order
Nice.
I had to use Riley Blake. And this was the only Riley Blake I had in my entire stash.
Oh, yeah.
But my eldest's bedroom is more in like this color, dark teal. So this was another Riley Blake I found on a shop hop. So I found this that has this in it. And so I'm playing around. This is not a Riley Blake, but so I'm playing around with what order to do these 4 to end up with something that isn't too monotonous, because these 2 are so similar.
Yeah.
But so I'm like
Cool.
playing games with the coloring sheet. What have you got?
Peg.
Wow.
Oh,
my
nice.
Oh,
This
it's
is holy cow, Peg.
Very nice.
Yeah,
And
I
I-
love it.
So
Yeah.
awesome.
Just after I started quilting, I took a French Marine house quilt. So I had class, and you make all these houses.
Those
I
are,
love that.
This is Liv's fabric, and this
yeah. And that
fabric,
one,
and this is Liv's fabric.
that's
Yes.
great.
And all my houses have Liv's chimney
Oh, cute. Oh, yeah. I love those houses.
because
That
I
is
was,
fabulous, Peg.
Yeah.
because, know better at the time. I almost did it wrong, but I did a large house
Oh,
That's so cool.
very cool.
on the back.
Wow.
I don't know who did it, but it was just, it like totally.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that big one. I mean, I love the
Yeah.
scale of the ones on the other side too, but that big one is so great.
Yeah.
It's like a
I
nice,
didn't, at first I didn't realize, oh, no, you don't add the seam allowances every time. Otherwise,
oh,
so you
yeah.
have to for the, no, you don't need the seam allowance. You only need the seam allowance. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
That is a great idea for a back though, is take whatever block you're working with and just blow it up.
A big one.
Yeah, I love that idea.
And I couldn't figure out, after I made the houses really fast, and then I said, oh God, how am I going to put them together? And luckily, I was still taking some quilting classes, and she said, you need cornerstones. And so that's what I did.
Yeah, that looks great.
This fabric is all houses.
Oh,
neat.
oh,
And the
fun.
houses are all floral. And I have
Mhm.
so much leftover floral.
That's
but-
so fun though.
Oh, those are so great, Peg.
Yeah.
they
One of the things somebody said is you have to have otherwise it's fabric vomit because you can go too crazy, is that you have to have something that's consistent. And so my chimneys
Yeah.
and were, all the same all the
Yeah.
time. But,
That's cool. And there's nice contrast in all the houses.
and Liz, I must say that I'm on the Stone Mountain and Daughter is a fabric store, not just a quilting store in Berkeley. And I get their emails, and they showed me these emails, and it was a fat quarter bundle of your stuff. And I said, I have to go to the store and buy that.
Oh, cool. That was my very first collection too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's
So-
great. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. That was very cool. Nice. Oh, so the other thing is that I have committed to doing, because I announced it at Schoolhouse, like we're going to do a sew along for the electric pineapple quilt in the spring. So we will do one in the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that in the spring. And I'm just working on all the fabric requirements because I've got a couple different sizes, not a couple, I've got 3 different sizes. The blocks are all the same, but the number of blocks you have to make goes from either 4, 9, or 16 blocks. And I'm figuring out the fabric requirements too, because I think I might offer some kits with phosphor. So I need to put an order in.
That be on Quilt Ink too?
Yeah, I'll get it onto Quilt Ink too. Yeah, good point. See, I get on there and I think, oh, I have to do this, and then I forget. But yes, it'll definitely be on Quilt Ink. What's neat now too is that if we ever have something we're doing in the Sew Squad and it's just for members, you can have a hidden page that's password
Oh.
protected now. So only
Nice.
members. Yeah, so that's a new
cool.
feature they've got. And then they've got all the all my print fabrics on there now, which is cool. Which
Very
is fun to
cool.
play with. Yeah. I don't know who else has added their fabrics yet, but I'm sure more and more designers will do that because it's great to see.
Prints, not just solids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. That's all that's going on. I was going to try and have a day off, but
That's all. That's a lot.
yeah. No, that's not all.
Are you?
Also,
I mean, I was gonna say, are you ready to fall over? I'm tired just listening. That's
Pretty
a
much.
lot.
I also almost have this 70s sun quilt top is almost done. I just have a bottom section.
Beautiful.
It's so quick to put together. I could have done it in 2 days. If I had 2 dedicated days, it wouldn't even take me 2 full days. Like it probably takes about 8 hours total to put it together. It's really fast. So I want to get that done so I can send it off and have it quilted.
Oh, I liked that one that you showed in your presentation that's kind of chevron-y with the black and white stripes, and then
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one was that? I didn't
Yeah,
get a chance to watch the video yet. Is it up in the Sew Squad?
No, that
presentation?
was that video, the schoolhouse one?
I don't know, it was that, I saw it on Instagram, I just happened to be.
Oh, okay, so I need to go to your IG? Is it up on your IG?
No, that might be the full presentation, like my schoolhouse presentation. Was Adam in it and people were holding up papers and things?
No, this
Oh.
was you,
This was the
Okay.
Instagram live that
Yes,
y'all-
Sam.
you came out from behind the quilt,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then you showed all your fabric, different
Yeah.
things.
again? Yeah, I'll do that.
I wonder which quilt that was. Chevron.
It was, well, I think it was, it, you know, it had the black and white stripes, and then.
Oh, it's called Warriors. It's a free pattern. It's on Andover Fabrics.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, if you go to andoverfabrics.com and then you go to Phosphor Electric
okay,
list, it'll show all the swatches, but then there's a little tab on there that says, I think it's called like downloads and quilt patterns. If you click there, you'll see the download for that pattern. I didn't write that pattern, someone else wrote it, but it's a freebie. Yeah, so it's got like the rainbow chevron and then the black and white stripe. Yeah. It's called Warriors. I think you could probably also search it on the Andover site, but it's
Okay.
free, which is great. Yeah. And then I did have a chance to show another quilt during my schoolhouse that Dazzling Quilts made, and she does all these amazing foundation pieced, smaller, like wall hanging quilts. And Summer, I think her name is Summer Rather. I think she's in the Sew Squad still.
I think she is, yeah.
Yeah. So I shared that I should share it on my page. I only shared it in stories. So, and she's always looking for testers and people to test her foundation pieced quilts, which are nice because it's a lot of piecing, but they're not huge quilts. They're just smaller. Yeah. That's it.
oh, yeah,
That's it. I've got another, yeah, that's it there. Yeah, so it's a free PDF download.
Which one?
Jennifer just showed it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fun. With every collection, there's a freebie. So, but sometimes it's the same freebie. I'll reuse free patterns. So I've used the same one I think I did it for Verdigris. It's called When Sparks Fly. I originally did it for When Sparks Fly, then Verdigris, and then I also did it for Birdie. But it's a really pretty pattern. I've never made it, and it's got flying geese on a diagonal and a big star in the center and stripes. It looks fun to make too. So at some point I'll make one.
Yeah, that was interesting, and I always like seeing things in different colorways, because sometimes it's like you look at a pattern and you don't really care for it, and then you realize, oh, I like the pattern, I didn't like the
fabrics. Yeah,
you know,
it's like,
and so it's kind of fun to see it. Oh,
yeah,
I can see that now,
yeah.
where it's sometimes in the colorway that's like, no, I don't use
Those
olive. I wore olive drab in the Army for years. It's not my color.
Then you're not gonna want that. But that was funny too, when I posted the patterns that I'm working on writing, and so many people really liked, like, it was interesting to see, people really like the half dot, but they liked it in the print versus the solids. And so, yeah, it was cool to see all the different input.
Mm.
So, yeah, I've got to write those too. And I'm working on another fabric collection that's due like in a minute. So, so yeah, I do have a lot of things, but it's fine. It's good. It's all good things. I feel recharged after going to market and
Well, that's good.
getting inspired. So, yeah.
Do you have to make lots of transfers to get back to Toronto? Or do you?
No, it's direct. It was a direct.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
good.
nice.
And it was quick. It was only 3 hours.
Where was market?
Houston.
That's
It's always in Houston.
Yeah, in the convention center at Houston downtown. Yeah, so
3 hours is about the perfect flight length I've discussed.
it is, unless
Yeah.
you're late to check your bag and they
Oh.
tell you can't get on.
Oh,
the
I know. I saw
And
that.
I spent 10 hours. It was like, and I'm always really early to my flights, but my husband was like, you got time. Why you always get there so early? So I said, okay, we'll go on your time. You're driving. And then I was 7 minutes late. So lesson learned.
Last time you do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the Nether, my brother-in-law is kind of laissez-faire about things, that I was flying last year from Amsterdam to Tel Aviv, and I was going with somebody else, and I made him, I mean, we were so early to the airport, but well, has to be early, and I
Yeah.
become a who don't really like, and I don't like either, but you know, it was like, we are going when I say we're going.
Yep. Yeah, I like to just get through everything, and then I don't mind sitting and having a coffee and relaxing.
Exactly.
But what was silly was because I couldn't even, because I had to book my flight for 6 p.m. and I was there at 7 a.m. I was too early to check my bag and go through
Oh,
security.
yeah.
So I had to hang
Oh,
out
so you had
for
to sit
5
with your
hours.
bag all day, so you couldn't
Yeah,
move.
hung out, yeah. And then it was
Oh,
only 4 hours before my flight. I was able to go in and go get a meal. And it was just ridiculous.
I've totally been there. My husband and I were too early for our flight out of Glasgow or Edinburgh last year, and it was like, okay, we're sitting in the crowded lobby, and not in the even really in the airport.
Yeah.
Our lunch, and then and drinking everything that we can't get through security, and then finally we get to go in and check our baggage, and then they don't give you your gate for like
Yeah,
sitting
that's true.
hours in this very loud, crowded airport. I thought, oh
Yeah,
God,
it was weird.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, well. Well, I learned a lesson.
yeah.
We're too old to keep learning. And I learned.
right. Yep.
Anyway, so that was a good week. I will share, I don't know, I'll put together the photos and show the things. Oh, I got the new little Oliso iron. The little cute
Yeah.
one. I'll do a post about it. I'll post about it soon. I haven't even plugged it in yet. But it's very cute. Small.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
How heavy is it?
She told me what it was, and I think it says on the box. Like I
Good.
feel like it feels
Lighter?
like
Is
four-
it lighter than, I mean, is it similar to the old little one?
I think she said it's a bit heavier.
Just a bit heavier? Yeah.
Heavier, but it has really good steam. And it's got a front light on it that like lights up your fabric. And it's got, the old one doesn't have auto shut off and the new one does. So after 30 minutes, it shuts off automatically.
The other one's got
That's good.
Yeah.
You're a Liso, and the one thing I didn't like about it, it was almost impossible to drain the water out of it.
Yeah, my
Uh,
big one,
Yeah.
I tried to dump it out and I couldn't get it out. I had to like sit there shaking it upside down.
Understand that at all, and then my second one that just died, and so I don't know, I really want to give up. I'm back to my old ancient Sunbeam one that works
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, my first one died after a month. And I
That's
went away, I know, I went away for a weekend or when I went to teach and I left it sitting up and then, it was plugged in. I came back, went to turn it on, it wouldn't turn on, nothing happened. And then I thought, was I not supposed to leave it sitting up because of the water? Did the water leak into something?
Oh,
So they've sent me another one, like I just got it yesterday, but it doesn't say anything about don't leave it sitting up, but that's all I could think was like, was I supposed to take the water out of it and leave it sitting down?
I really don't like the fact that okay, you're supposed to drain the water out. Well, then make it easy to drain the water out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's definitely, I love how hot it is and the steam that can come out of it. And I do love the auto up and down feature, but there's definitely some little things that could be ironed out, so to speak.
Yes.
Oh, anyway. That's it. That's
I
all.
don't use steam in my iron very much because I'm mostly because I starch so much.
Yeah,
I'd rather spray from a spray bottle and not put water into my iron.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, this was a good check-in. Keep going, everybody. Friday, we have that lecture with Audrey Essery. Very excited about her lecture on Friday. It will be recorded and I'll share it with everybody afterwards. And then next week I booked 2 different squad socials, which are just our social hangouts where we can get together. We can sew Bloom or anything else you want to sew. So I booked a daytime one and an evening one, I think next week and the week after. Yeah.
Cool.
I
Cool.
think that's it, right? Oh, and then at the end of the month, I should do a post soon just so people can get some supplies ready. If you want to take the weaving workshop with Jen Duffin, that's on the 29th or 28th of November. And we'll be doing just a mini weaving. We can use fabric scraps like strips of fabric. But I'll do a post about that just as a reminder because there's some supplies that you'll need to have. That's it. All right. Enjoy the rest of the week, everybody, and
You too.
happy stitching. We'll chat soon. Okay?
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks.
you.